Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Illiana Stock Car Radio, episode 101, and our 2024 wrap-up show. That's right.
It kind of feels like overtime for us.
Yeah. We worked a little bit later into the winter this time. Is it even technically winter yet? Not really.
I saw a couple flakes earlier.
3 days.
Land.
So, yeah, it won't even be winter by the time this comes out.
Yeah, it'll be winter close. What, tomorrow, day after? I can never remember exactly what day it is.
20th, 21st, usually somewhere kind of around there. So, but yeah, if you're new around here, Jeremy Banning here with Chris and Brian Goodacre.
Don't be distracted. Jeremy's just wearing he's on that side, a Goodacre photography hat to confuse everybody.
Yeah, repping the brand this week. It's I figured I figured all or both of you would be wearing Goodacre photography stuff, so I figured I'd try to blend in since I think
Brian
you guys
did not get the memo.
I think you guys chirped me about that last time, so
yeah,
I figured I'd try to rep. So, guys, what are we talking about this week?
I don't know because when was the last time we were on? Before the banquets?
Yeah, I think so. Right when we were wishing everybody happy holidays and see you next year, and had some things happen.
Yeah. Well, we're back to talking about racing one more time, I think, before the year's over. But banquets went smooth, and orders are getting wrapped up quite literally.
Our last straggler shipments are coming in, so we can. If you're still waiting on your order, it should be going out in the next couple days. Once we get everything taken out of the incoming box and put into the outgoing box.
Yeah. Oh, we got another order last night for some more koozies.
We did, yeah. And the koozies, the blank koozies just came in, so we're gonna be burning the house down making those.
Oh yeah,
sounds good.
Dude, we may just have to quit our day jobs at this rate.
Almost.
So thanks everyone for supporting us. We're happy to put out a good product that you all want to purchase and keep them coming.
Very much appreciated. Also, your patience with us having day jobs and
night jobs.
Me getting whatever was going around last week or week before, whenever it was, that just knocked me out for a week.
Yeah. It seems like that's been going around to just about everybody. Seems like.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of like a 48-hour fever, I just don't get sick these days.
I'm just not going to say anything because if I don't say anything, I won't get any bad juju or nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Brian, you got the going out in public and interacting with people. I just got the same set of people that bring their kids' germs into the office every day.
Yeah.
Bars,
you get the petri dish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I always thought about taking some of that scum off the bottom of the barrel that that like grows in the cooler on the cooler floor, just putting it on as eye black. I'd get sick.
Don't do
the microbes.
I'd get an eye infection.
Yeah,
among other things. Yeah,
that would be bad. That'd be bad for photography.
Having worked in a grocery store, I can confirm. Do not do that.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm enjoying the nice mild winter so far. Okay, late fall, whatever.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad we have it. I always want a white Christmas, but I'm really just kind of not looking forward to everything I've read / heard about what's going to happen after.
Yeah,
it's inevitable, unfortunately, living where we do by the Windy City in the Midwest. So.
Oh yeah,
is life.
Well, was it a couple of weeks ago? I had to run out to Maryville, and it did the lake effect thing where Valpo was a little cloudy. By the time I got to Maryville, it was white out.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Locally, it sounds like there might be some snow Friday night for the Notre Dame playoff game, and I can't wait to watch two teams I absolutely hate.
Hey, I hope both teams lose.
Boiler up. Let's go. Maybe 1 year we'll be in there.
Yeah,
thank God for basketball.
We keep trying to do the basketball thing.
Yeah.
Keep getting
basketball,
close.
I guess. So
keep getting close. See, speaking of snow, at the Snowball Derby down in Pensacola just a couple weeks ago.
Look at you with this segue.
I know.
Yeah.
Semi-professional over here. Caden Honeycutt took the win. Beats Ty Majeski on a late restart. and held off Stephen Nassy to win. Jeski did finish third in that. Not a whole lot good repping for any of the local boys that were down there.
Yeah, I saw what the hell's his name? Runs for Pauly Schaefer. Derek Thorne.
Yeah,
I saw Derek Thorne finished top 25. I think 30 something starts. So he wasn't last.
Yeah, I think they had some issues through the race though.
Yeah.
But
hey, just running that race is
just making the show anyway. is a feat.
For all the dirt fans out there that watch Flow Racing, this was the first year that Flow was down there, presented, had I think they had a big opening night party at some bar, and then proceeded to air all the racing. So all of us dirt fans up here got a little surprised. Not that any of them were worried about watching the Snowball Derby with Gateway going on at the same time, but yeah, it was cool to see the Flow Racing guys take over. And I want to, who had Speed 51? What's his name? It's escaping me right now.
Dillner.
Yeah. I think he kind of spearheaded that. It sounded like him on the call. Could have been somebody else. I don't know. But yeah, it was cool to see Snowball Derby get some airtime on a service I have.
I know the last big asphalt late model event, there was Facebook was just lighting up with the streaming services pulling a Netflix Tyson versus Paul, and nobody could watch anything.
Right. Yeah. I was impressed with the quality that Flo had on that race. It was honestly, it was the first time I sat down and watched a Snowball Derby because it's usually pay-per-view and I'm cheap. And I don't want to do that, but we have Flo, so yeah, it worked out.
Yeah. Who else does Flo have? Does Flo have Cars Tour? Is that their big asphalt stuff?
Yeah, they've got the Cars Tour. They've got the weekly racing series. So whether dirt, asphalt, so they got a little bit of everything on there. So
well, good for Flo, bringing some asphalt to the dirt life, I guess, because they really spend a lot of time on dirt. Because I think it's Michael Rigsby that spearheaded that organization, and he started dirt on dirt, and it's like almost all late models all the time, and it's a good gig, and if you're a dirt fan, I mean, there's all kinds of dirt. So they have some spin-off fluff videos with some really cool information. I know one of them was actually the Bettenhausen family, and as we sit here and talk about Bettenhausen and historical races, we should take a moment to recognize Fred Lorenzen and his passing.
Yeah, I just saw the news today. That's one of those names that just like it sticks out as that's early NASCAR.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that family this week has been hit hard. Racing family locally has with untimely passings. Obviously, it's never easy. So definitely want to send our thoughts and our condolences out to all those in the racing family that we've lost here in the last couple weeks. And not only that, but the entire 2024 racing season. Brian, you mentioned the Dirt Gateway Nationals.
Yeah, baby. That is one that Kelsey hates it because I sit on my phone or I'm out in the garage, and when I'm out in the garage, whatever. But, I had it going on my phone. We're hanging out at with friends and stuff or at dinner, and I'm just non-existent. It is like a brick wall here. I am locked in watching this Gateway Dirt Nationals. And side note, I definitely have some aspirations to go shoot it next year. We'll see how things work.
Yeah, anyway, I noticed you conveniently put the 3-day pass information.
So I was kind of looking for some, write-up information or whatever to kind of jog the memory, because it's 120 something late models. It's 64 modifieds, invite only for the modifieds. I mean, it is. I think it's like 6 heats, 14 B features, 10. Hey, you might have a chance to get in kind of last minute races. It's Thursday night split with Friday night, and then everything convenes Saturday for the big show. And that's just good hard racing, man. They talk a lot about bull rings and over here in the Midwest, specifically Illinois, really. There's a lot of those tracks, and it really creates some exciting racing. And the group down there, I think it's the Tri-City group, kind of out of the St. Louis, Southern Illinois area. Gundiger, I think it's the Gundiger family and Cody Summers, I think his name is, that kind of really put this thing on. And, they did an absolute banger of a job this year, and keeping things moving with how many times the fence got tore down, how many times the banners got tore down, sending 2 cars out over the fence. Go to YouTube, go to Flow Racing. The highlights are everywhere. Backtrack real quick to the snowball. That was an absolute disgusting crash from Casey Roderick.
Yeah.
That that was scary to watch. But he survived. Sounds like he's fine. The car ain't. But but it seemed like everybody survived. Maybe some bumps and bruises. Both tracks, both events. But it was fun to watch, and there's a lot of racing from Thursday to Sunday. And I kind of got sidetracked with the snowball because I'm a football guy, and I drink the Kool-Aid and go Bears, and I'm just Bears suck. I should have watched the race. Let's be honest.
It would have been better.
Yeah.
Might have got to see a better football game at the race.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right. But man, they really, if you haven't watched Gateway Dirt Nationals, give it a shot, man. Even if it's just one of the prelim nights, it's a lot of racing. It's a lot of fun. They do some good crowd pan shots of people getting hammered. If you know of Copenhagen Bandit, they talked to him this year, and then followed that up. Copenhagen Bandit posted on his social media just this running list of like jokes of material that he got from the show. I mean, it's awesome, man. It's a good time.
Seems like it's worth it, just to tune in to see what Charlie Mefford's going to say.
Yeah, right.
Dude's a character, man.
He's
entertaining. Seems like he's got something every year. He goes down there and he steals a show somehow.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him drive the car for once. He keeps
right. Keeps wrecking them.
And hey, whatever sells T-shirts, I guess.
That's right? Exactly it, man.
And he got some good fame, much like our boy Sean Wilcher. He got a lot of fame at his go at it last year in 23.
Yeah, hey, if you can't make the show, be the show.
That's exactly it right there.
Right. Boy, if he would have had T-shirts for sale, he would have been sold out.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I saw Ryan Dawson was down there taking pictures with everybody famous he could find. So, I saw a picture of Ryan and Kenny Wallace holding the shirt that we designed for him.
Yeah.
So, hey, plugs.
Even asphalt guys like dirt, right?
Hey, racing's racing at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when we get to the big shows like that.
St. Louis is a lot closer than Pensacola.
Absolutely. Probably not nice as weather, but
you're indoors. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Climate controlled. It's wonderful. Yeah. Don't have to worry about the rain.
That's right. Right.
Speaking of indoors and climate controlled, 2 of the 3 of us made it to PRI last week.
Yeah, and we figured out the other entrance, so we didn't have to walk 2 blocks in the cold.
I know, that was the best thing.
I had to go celebrate.
All the stuff that we saw, and the best thing was us going in the stadium instead of in the convention center.
Yeah, I think that makes us old officially.
I think so, yeah.
That it's the small amenities of which door you go in. Yeah, and where you check your coat.
And what's really scary is how long it took us to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know how many years we've been
doing I've been going, 6 times, I think, 7 years, 6, because we 21 obviously had other plans, but
yeah. Yeah, I've lost count at this rate how many times we've gone, but it's always a good time. It is to go catch up, and
especially when the food place doesn't run out of chicken tenders 3 people ahead of you.
Jeez, yeah, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
Are you a chicken tenders boy?
What?
It was more to do with the they kind of ran out of everything.
They legit ran out of every kind of chicken.
Yeah,
and that's what they sold.
Like a couple spicy wraps that Nick almost. Well, no, Nick tried. Riley got like 3 bites in and gave up.
Riley chickened out. And I think I got some loaded fries that were really just fries with barbecue sauce on them.
Right, and Stan got a fried chicken sandwich
that was not fried, and I think he took 1 bite of it, and it was cold, and decided to try not to get food poisoning. I found the Ben Soft
pretzel stand, and it was good.
Yeah, that would have been a play. That or the little grab and go market that they had there.
I hit that too, and I think stood almost as long in line for that as I did to get to the chicken place that had no chicken.
I was about to just go back to the kitchen and make something myself. That would have been quicker. But yeah, no, that was except for the food situation at lunchtime there, it was a good show.
Yeah,
You
very
know, it's
productive. Spent a
a lot
lot
of
of money within the first 20 minutes.
a lot of Stan's money, which is always great because it's not mine.
Right.
I did that a couple years ago. Spent a little bit of my own money, but yeah, no good
Yeah,
times.
we got to help Stan spend money. We got to almost help Stan spend a lot of money.
I know. Yeah, it's good when he likes to drool at the trucks and trailers that are inside Lucas Oil Stadium. So
all the way up until they give him a price and his jaw hits the floor.
Yeah.
I think we left his jaw in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think it's still there. Lots of zeros and commas on those. So,
yeah, there were a couple commas on that one. It was a nice trailer though.
Very.
And then there was that Italian trailer with the office and the receptionist up front.
I know, right?
That was cool.
Yeah, it had its own HR department
for
us, so it's great.
That's what S4 needs is an HR department.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'd been canceled
overtime.
Yeah, canceled a long time ago.
Yeah.
That right. Also, as part of PRI, Ariel Bloomquist accepted the Hoosier Hero Award for the late Scott Bloomquist. So neat to see that.
That's literally the only thing I think I've seen. I've seen a few photos and clips post up, but I mean, I went last year. I assume it's more of the same. Look at this cool technology.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
I think that the most exciting thing for me, I guess, from what I've saw, was the 4-cylinder nose and the Crown Vic nose.
I think they said that'd be available January, February.
Yeah, that's good for local racing. Shout out to
it's good, but I'm a little scared because now they can put the new nose on the car. And
now they'll be encouraged to rip the noses off because they can replace them.
Yeah,
means more entertaining camera shots for you guys.
That's right.
We did not run into any members of the Tony Stewart family this year, probably for everybody's best interest.
Right. Yeah.
Stan did get to congratulate Justin Allgaier. We saw Kenny Schrader walking, down the aisle there, and who was Max Pappas is actually at Max Pappas's booth selling steering wheels, and Stan got about this close to buying a seat from Randy LaJoy, but he was with another customer and. For once, Stan didn't want to wait and talk.
Yeah, he was on a mission. So Stan, when he goes down there, he gets on a mission. Like he's got his hit list, and you make it. You see a couple of the shiny things. You get distracted, but I mean, it's a mission. We're on a mission when we go down.
Yeah, I think Nick actually asked him if he had ever walked around and looked at every booth, and Stan just straight, no. Why would I do that?
I think out of everybody that was there, there's only one person that had done that, and that was yours truly. So.
Brian and I were already talking because there was a lot of the educational panel sessions that I was looking at that I think that we would really benefit from going. So I think we might plan a weekend out of it next year.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they have a lot of cool seminars and things like that, and it's not just geared to the drivers or car owners. There's a lot of social media marketing and things like that, track promotion.
I mean, God knows that is a huge part of racing at this point. I'm getting Facebook ads left and right. Hey, here's how you get sponsorship. Here's how to put together your sponsor deck. And
I mean, just posting on Facebook, hey, sponsor me, isn't necessarily how you're supposed to do it.
It's not the most advantageous way to do it.
Yeah, you're not really reaching a clientele that's
going to cut the
people that already follow you on Facebook.
Yeah, consider that you have 500 friends, right? They're all your friends. How many of them own businesses?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Probably not that many. And how many of them want to use that business to sponsor your car at the track?
Right. And how often do we see Facebook posts like weeks later?
Right.
Yeah, it's the algorithms and stuff don't really work anymore.
I
kind of pushed a button here, didn't I?
Yeah, I know head honcho over there at S4 Motorsports has Jeremy just posting on Facebook, hey, want to sponsor us? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me look at the plan here. Let me look at this. No, that's not on there anywhere. Sometimes
I've had to deliver a couple of those sponsor decks, and man, you put a lot of work into those.
Yeah. I know we are in the midst of it as we speak.
So if you're looking to ride along for the 2025 season on a super late model or
a mini cup, Baby late model.
Not to be confused with the Little Tykes late model.
Little Tykes late model. Yep. I swear now we're gonna wrap that thing like a freaking cozy coupe this year.
Do it.
Great.
Got red and yellow. I'd love it.
Yeah.
Reach out to Stan Zolotz the third.
Yeah, right. So we had that. Speaking of Stan and everybody over there at S4 Motorsports, heavily involved in the RC season at King Hobbies and Raceway in Valparaiso, Indiana. Gosh, Chris and his 30 cars are represented.
Three of them functional right now.
I heard he ran 3 of his 5.
Yeah,
I think the other night he did run 3.
Handling issues. I got one that I got to swap the motor on, and I got another one that I need to put a new body on, but it's still fast.
Well, just
use the one. Fast. I was getting some traction roll. Gotta work on that.
Bust out Mr. Plow over here.
Well, Mr. Plow is already making plans for his glorious return.
When's the debut?
I think right after the first of the year.
Right on.
So put your bumpers on. Get them old bodies out.
Heck yeah. So if anybody wants to come out, do a little RC racing, get involved in any of that, you can go to King Hobbies and Raceway here in Valparaiso. Find them on Facebook. Tell you all the details of the racing. Mostly Saturday. Well, it's all Saturday nights.
All Saturdays, yeah. Most weeks.
3 Saturdays, and then the 4th Saturday is off. We take a little bit of a break every few weeks. So let everybody catch their breath and
let Stan relax.
Repair their cars. It's more so to let the race director relax. Let me tell you that.
I thought that was why we were only racing Saturdays.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Yes. Still a lot going on here in the off season here in 2024. But looking back, before we look forward, talk about our hashtag one positive for the entire 2024 season. If you guys want to participate there at home, go ahead and drop a comment here, whether it's on the Facebook link here and the YouTube page, wherever. Hashtag one positive, your one positive thing that you've experienced in racing or saw at the racetrack this year. Do you gentlemen have anything for this one positive segment?
I do.
Oh, here we go.
Go for it.
Oh yeah.
He's tuned up.
So mine would be the lessons learned this year, and really stemming back to last December when I got caught up in my CDL physical not getting certified, and that led me down a path of chasing health and kind of realizing that without good health, nothing else matters. You got to focus so much on that you don't have time to take care of business. And luckily, it wasn't like this terrible, long, god-awful fight that I've been struggling with all year. I got it cleaned up pretty quick and taken care of. And so come race season last year, I was ready to rock and roll. And we did a great job this year pushing stuff that we had. And thanks for the good weather, honestly, with all the race nights we were able to get in despite the complaints early on in the season. I think we ended up with over 100 events. I think Chris
I believe it.
Chris could give you that number, but I mean, even that one time in July, man, we were gonna go there and they rained out early, and then Grundy was gonna go and they rained out when we were an hour.
Yeah. That was the longest trip to Plymouth I think we've ever taken.
And then back to Plymouth where the rain was headed, and then it split up, and we got it's so being able to take care of myself health wise, and anybody really, take care of your health first, because without good health, you can't focus on anything else. And that was my lesson learned. And I'm very appreciative of the positive that has come out from that, despite the fact that I hate that stupid bad word for what she did to me. But she may have just set me down the right path. And I've we kind of talked about getting sick, man. I got on this methylated formula multivitamin.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that contagious? Jeez.
About pretty early, maybe like December, January sometime. It was pretty early. Like I just, outside of maybe a 2-day fever, like I just have not been sick since I got on it. So that just listening to people that know what they're talking about could do a lot for you, So
that's crazy talk. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah. So this is where you turn us off. Hey, go find someone that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, go find somebody else that knows what they're talking about, not just us.
Yeah, but all the positive that came out of that lesson learned is my one positive for all of 2024, and look forward to continue to build on that in 2025.
Awesome.
All right.
Chris, you're up. Follow that.
All right. Well, I think I can. So my hashtag one positive for 2024 is the team that we have built that supports us and every stupid idea we come up with, and hand us stupid ideas and say, here's what you're doing. So, since when Dad got sick, Brian and I sat down and we didn't really talk. We just kind of collectively decided that, hey, we're going to have to do something here. So, Brian stepped up huge to be, full on partner in this business rather than handing me the camera at the end of the night. Okay, see you next week. We got Aaron back from the dead, and it's always great having him as the second shooter wherever we're at. Filling in as best he can anyway, because the post I put up a couple weeks ago, he commented he's doing everything he can to be as good as Dad behind the camera, and if he's half as good as Dad outside of racing, he'll call it a win. So, so really just grateful and happy to have Aaron back among the living and able to be behind a camera again. Mom and all the slave labor she puts in during the week behind the scenes. Most of the sublimation stuff we do, she has had some sort of work in, either taping it or pressing it or sewing together the cornhole bags or the commemorative photo flags we do. It's a thankless job, so we have to make sure we thank her as often as possible, and find something nice for her for Christmas or something. I don't know.
We should make her press something.
Here, Mom, this is for you. Put it on there.
Yeah.
And we got, Julie that works for us in the booth. And I forgot Mom, working in the booth at Shady Hill. She's stepped up huge there too. And we got Julie at Grundy, and God, you put Julie and Mom together, and it's I just get out of the way. That's its own thing. But yeah, Julie and Joy, primarily Julie all through the season, working in the booth at Grundy for us. And then both of them really stepping up brackets weekend to do the on-site pictures and driving around the pits and tracking down drivers that I clearly want pictures. They just, keep forgetting where they put their money and running away. But hey, she tracked him down and got, because I know just that weekend by itself, everybody, that was an all hands on deck weekend, and there was no way in hell we could have got through without everybody being all hands on deck. Leslie for filling in when we got quadruple booked that weekend, or I had to be in Rockford, so Brian covered for me at Grundy. Leslie covered for Brian at Shady Hill, and then Plymouth just they got their own people. So,
we skipped Plymouth.
Yeah, and then he's never gonna let me live this down, but he's never gonna forgive me if I don't. So this giant printer right here that Steve Bechtel talked us into buying, and it really made brackets weekend possible. It's kicking out pictures even faster than our old printer. So we took some big swings this year, and I think they all paid off. So that's a really long, rambling, not specific one positive. So that's a whole bunch of positives.
Yeah. Thinking about it, it's hard to narrow it down to just one positive thing, over the course of an entire year. Because as you guys are sitting here talking, I'm sitting there thinking of, a half a dozen things maybe you could talk about and say you're thankful for, the positive world. Big thing I'll be positive for is, we may have a small niche of listeners and supporters out there, but
I know we got sports.
Yeah, right. See, Bob, I didn't lie to you. We had a new episode come out this week, but we have a small niche audience here. We do our best to appease everybody. We've pumped out a lot of more content this year. I like they said at the beginning of the show with their business and stuff, man, we all got full-time jobs. We all got other commitments, even in racing itself. Sometimes this isn't the forefront. This isn't, the primary thought is maybe it would, should be. But when we come out and hang out and talk about racing every couple of weeks, everybody seems to enjoy it. And we get usually good response at the racetrack. I know these two, they usually have people coming up to them and asking when the next episode is or wanting to be on the show. So yeah, thankful for that. Thankful to to have the support behind us doing the show. I tell you, there are some days where it's like, oh yeah, I guess we got to record. We got to put something out there. It's because you're so bogged down with stuff. But yeah, no, just call that the positive that we may have a small community here, but it's community and it's a supportive one at that. So I call that our #1 positive for the year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the people that do support us and do reach out and comment. I remember early in the year, I was out at Grundy with you, and Carter Appleton, I think, won the race, and his dad, grandpa, whoever it was in Victory Lane was like, great show. And I'm like, yeah, Grundy does a good job. He goes, no, the podcast. And I go, what?
It's like, oh no, you're talking about us for a minute.
Yeah. And
I got the same thing when Kyle Harvey's coming up to us at the memorabilia show, and like, Kyle Harvey listen, that's cool.
Yeah. Shout out Travis Larson when you do get around to listen to us for our second listener out of North Carolina.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure Casey still listens to us. I'm pretty sure Brandon still listens to us. Mom, I know because it's Mom and she has to.
Yeah, I think I'm probably about 4 or 5 of those listens.
Hey, pump those numbers up, man. Whatever you gotta do. Skew the metrics.
Sure. It's I grew up playing football and watching tape, and I learned from watching tape. So I don't watch tape.
If we didn't thank you by name, let us know down in the comments.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say, Brian, your interview skills this year have come a long way.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Remember Brian's first interview?
Yes.
First with the Larson family.
With the Larson family.
Yeah. What do I do with
my hands? Yeah. It's first. Yeah, first show. First
shout out to the Larsons.
Yeah, man. So.
Larsons are great. Speaking of Larson family, shout out TJ and Jayla on the birth of their son this past summer, and Travis and his family picked up shop and headed east. He's been, I guess, wanting to kind of get out of the area for a while and just didn't.
Well, there's a whole lot here.
Yeah. And now he's ironically, he moved to North Carolina like the week that hurricane ripped through, and
oh geez,
he was safe and all that. So
I've heard there's race cars there though.
But
race cars there.
Yeah. And he got a late model, it looks like, and he's asked me to wrap it, and I said, well, that's gonna be a long drive. That's a lot of gas money, buddy.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Larson family. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe when he comes home to visit, he'll bring it with.
In fact, I know of a trailer that was for sale.
Good stuff.
Lots of cabinets.
Yeah, there you go. But hey, he's already prepping for 2025. And we've had some 2025 news here.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Brian's been beating us up for about 3 weeks. Yeah. Hey, all this stuff's getting announced.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 weeks ago, schedule started to drop. PRI was a big one. They'll do all their awards for the season, and then more schedules start to drop. So we've seen Plymouth with their official one now. I don't know. Well, they had one, and then
it's good for adjusting as needed. But they put out there. Here is our schedule until we say different.
Yeah, so early April through September with a couple October things that may or may not happen. Stay tuned to Plymouth, and then. Montpelier announced theirs. Shady Hill has sent me theirs. I got to do the design for it, and they're announcing that Christmas Day. So
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Next Wednesday, look out for the Shady Hill schedule. I tell you, it's jam packed with a lot of cool shit. Grundy has.
Let me just say this now for our Shady Hill listeners: get your driver card orders in like yesterday.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, because we completely spaced this at the banquets, we have to pick our winners for.
Well, now you did it. You reminded them.
I did, and we can do that. First episode of the new year, we will do it live here on camera, so there's no. Well, you just picked your favorite guy. Well, okay, recorded.
Back to Facebook Live.
Hey, we can do it. We used to do it.
Yeah, we will.
God, Jeremy, you remember when it was just you, me, and the iPad?
I know that was
and Moorhead.
So
yes, yeah, that tested my patience. Not that I have much to begin with, but we have better technology now.
So much simpler.
Allegedly,
yeah.
It was simpler, but man, there was some nights that it did not go.
I know. Yeah, I remember the last night we said we're done with the live stuff for a while.
Oh shit. So Grundy has select dates announced.
I'm still waiting for the full schedule, but there are the key dates are out.
Bahama brackets, Goblin maybe.
We're starting with Spring Classic in April, ending with Goblin in October.
Yep. Mars Tour has theirs. Hell Tour has theirs. The various traveling tours. ASA Stars, I think, has theirs out. ASA Midwest, they've announced theirs.
Coming to Grundy, hopefully not anyway, on a rain weekend like they always seem to do.
Well, they're coming in August this time.
I'm hoping it was a good shift
move, yeah.
So and then we heard LaSalle over in Illinois is reopening this year, and they seem to have a growing schedule of events that was a few to now. It seems like they just keep adding and adding and adding. And then more big news that happened about a month or so ago was the old Benton County Camp Motor Speedway, Henry's, whatever you want to call it. It had 3 or 4 different names. Has sold. Doherty, that was what it was recently known as. Doherty has sold to, I don't know the people, Jason Acker and his wife, partner, whatever. I don't know them. There was a lot of speculation going around Facebook, but they have purchased the property. They have announced.
Wait, really? There was speculation on Facebook about a racetrack?
Imagine that.
No.
Imagine that.
No.
Thanks for stirring the pot, Josh Lank. Appreciate it. Hopefully you listen to us for once. And so they have set to fix things up, and with potential to have some select dates in 2025. They have yet to announce a hard open date just because there's so much to do there. The property's been, I don't want to say abandoned, but presumably abandoned for the past 4 years.
It's a racetrack. Even if it hasn't been abandoned, there's a lot of work to do.
Right.
Either the Billies that.
Yeah, sure. And so they are set to reopen as Adrenaline Motorsports Raceway. You can find them on Facebook. Give them a like, follow, yada yada yada. It's this is great, man. This is great to see more tracks reopening. I know there's some debate on rules. As far as
there's a debate on rules at a racetrack.
Is that on Facebook too? I mean, that'd be.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. It started in the meeting. Here's the rules. Here's what we're going to do. And I think it's not, here's what you have to do. I think here is the limit of what you can do in this class at this track, which is not congruent with the similar class at a track that's also close enough. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on Facebook and you'll find it pretty quick. But yeah,
pretty much you got the same problem asphalt tracks had forever. Is that I want to race these rules? I want to race these rules.
Well, and I think so. We could get into a whole episode on this debate if we're really that bored. But I think what we're seeing is everything we applauded Dirt for doing with the one sanctioning body over a large area is now becoming a headache for the drivers and everything. Imagine that. And so you see tracks that are going to continue to buy in because that's how people have built their cars based on these rules, and those are the rules they follow, and they want to chase these national points. But you also see tracks that aren't buying in to those governing body standards. And so you got track A who has 1 or 2 classes under the sanctioning body, and then like kind of their own set of rules for the other 3 or 4 classes. And then you've got track B, whose every class they run is with the sanctioning body. And so you can run this here at that track, but you can't run it at that track. And so now we're going to see, does the change, how big is the changeover? Is this going to be like, is it as easy as Grundy to Illiana to Raceway Park sort of situation, or is it?
That was back when the rules were. Ideas, really, kind of like guidelines.
Yeah, and you could you could stop at the scrapyard and get a part you need for the car, and now
you
everything.
could swap the rear end out going 70 down 80.
Yeah, or however the story goes. But yeah, so that I think that's kind of gonna be a thing here moving forward, is what tracks align, what tracks do their own thing, what tracks follow, So we'll see how that pans out, and hopefully.
And let's, while we're on that, I just want to get ahead of the opinions here, and like that's the rules for everybody. Like Schwartz always says, you get the rut in one, it's the same rut for everybody.
Right.
So, there's going to be a lot of arguing on Facebook. There's gonna be negative. There's gonna be yelling and screaming because it's racing. It always is.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always said, you can argue till you're blue in the face with the track official. You're not going to win that argument, no matter how right you are.
Yep. So
because they said so.
Put those cars together and let's have a great 2025. I know you're going to wait 4 more months before you even look at your car.
Well, right, but we're letting you know now. It's not like March Madness where you're building the car in 4 weeks when you knew about it 4 months ago.
Yeah, when schedule's coming out, when the start of the season is.
Yes. So. Yep. So, yeah.
Well, hey, we got some stuff before we start racing.
We do. There are.
Yes, we do. We kicked things off with Goodacre Photography. Will be at the 2025 Larson Family Racers Trade Show and Swap Meet, Saturday, February 22nd. I think it's a Saturday. February 22nd at Jasper County Fairgrounds in Rensselaer, Indiana.
Plan better this time and get additional table space and bring some chairs maybe, and hopefully I'm not coming back from being dead again.
Get yourself a methylated multivitamin.
All right, I'll get some methanol fueled.
Yeah, there you go. It'll clean you right up. And then of course Goodacre Photography and Illiana Stock Car Radio podcast will be towing together out to the old Chicagoland Racers reunion.
We're going to do our
memorabilia show 1 month later at the Will County Fairgrounds in Peatone, Illinois.
So you're going to call that kind of our unofficial season opener?
That's usually usually kickoff. Yeah.
And I think that's 2 weeks before the first race over at Plymouth.
Because they've got the April Fools Enduro, which is I want to say April 6th, whatever the first Saturday is there.
Yeah,
and that I've shot that the last couple of years. That's a pretty good show. I'll put it out there and probably get crap from every direction, but man, I really wish, because like Grundy and Hawkeye Downs had a thing going on last year. It would be really cool if Shady Hill and Plymouth and Grundy and Hawkeye Downs would all get together and do a series across all 4, because I know Ryan Lagasty's going to race all of them.
1 race at each track. That's 4 enduros.
Grundy's already got like 4 or 5 on their schedule.
Okay, pick one of Grundy's, and then you go race 1 at Plymouth, 1 at the one. Wait, I'm letting everybody know the schedule.
Wait a minute.
Well, I'm just assuming Shady Hill's got one because they did one the last couple of years.
Assuming they bring one back in 2025.
Poorly kept secret, but just like autograph night, there's going to be one. Get your driver card orders in early.
Sure. Yes, sure.
Very early. In fact, if you want to use last year's car, that'd be nice too.
Yeah. So we got, that's what, 2 months away, a little over 2 months away, and we're right back at shows and stuff.
Yeah, this is,
meanwhile, we'll be working on programs and a handful of other things.
I've had a couple conversations over the years about what we do during the off season, and I got to look at the people like the guy.
What off season?
What the hell's an off season?
Yeah.
There's just the time that we're not at a racetrack.
I think I've said it 4 times in the past 2 weeks. Oh, so how's your off season going? What off season? I mean, I'm not at the track taking pictures, but doing the show.
I mean, we're doing other stuff. We just took some pictures last week. Just took some pictures last night.
Yeah, did some headshots for the Penguin Project here in town. It's in conjunction with the Memorial Opera House. I don't know how to say this politically correct.
Special needs.
Yes, there we go. There we go.
Special struggling.
Yes, yeah. I got to think on my feet a little bit better than that.
You're sitting down, so it's okay.
I think better on my butt quicker than that. Anyway, so special needs. A friend of mine, close friend of mine, she's caught up in it with her stepson and asked me last summer to do a set for him, and I went ahead and volunteered myself and helped them out with that, and they asked me back to shoot this set, much smaller group. They kind of split it in half, and it's a really cool gig, man. And so we went and did the headshots for that, and I think the show's coming up January 10th and 11th. If anybody's interested, so it's a neat deal, man. The kids put on a good show.
Some of the easiest pictures we've ever taken.
Oh yeah,
it was cool just me being road crew for once.
yeah. Plug this in, set the slide up, go stand in the corner. I'll let you know if I need anything. So it was cool. So shout out to B-Rit and the Penguin Project here in Valpo at the Memorial Opera House. Shout out to them. Thanks for keeping me busy in my off season, and I got to get those done for Friday.
And meanwhile, I've got a Pictures with Santa in Tinley Park Friday night. We did it a few weeks ago. Yeah, we did it a few weeks ago. Benefited Paws of Tinley Park. I am completely spacing on the name of the family, but it'll be shared on our Facebook page. They've already shared it in their event. We had it's kind of family deal with Julie and the Stark family, Star Trek family. Aaron will like that one. So yeah, cool deal there. Yeah, I want to say last time we raised over $1,000 for Paws for Tinley Park. And Julie already texted me, said they got the mayor coming out this time and possibly Fox to do a news deal on it. So
they're gonna talk to you?
I hope not.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Just put a mic in your face like that one time in Victory Lane where you had to shoot and interview.
Oh yeah, that was rough. John is never allowed to take a week off again.
And we will be sure to share that on our Facebook page.
Oh hell yeah.
Geez. Anyway.
Give the mic to Chris. He has a podcast.
Yeah, he's the guy, man.
Yeah, I'm not the one that does the interview. I'm the sarcastic comic relief.
Perfect. That's what Grundy needs.
Sarcastic comic relief. I'm sure they got plenty of that.
On the
well, you dumped the guy in 4 coming to the checkered. How'd that make you feel?
Bad because I didn't dump him going into 1. All right. Off the rails here, as we typically do.
More content coming to you in 2025.
Yeah, we've already got a couple people that, our season opener memorabilia show we got planned. We got a couple people I think we're going to try to sneak in before that because we want to do, some little longer form, interviews for, about the past and growing up with various race car drivers or, current race car drivers that are rather famous and accomplished.
Yeah.
So, working on kind of putting that together and kind of seeing what the content landscape looks like here coming in 2025. But stay tuned.
We won't be starting a TikTok. It sounds like that's getting banned.
Yeah.
We're still on the Play Button app. You can find us on. I'm doing Jeremy's spiel here, so you take over.
Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, on our YouTube page there. So make sure to hit that like and that subscribe, the little bell thing to get notified when we post new episodes and that new content that we're talking about. If you're catching up with us,
comment something underneath. It helps the algorithm.
Exactly. Comment your #1positive, maybe something you're looking forward to 2025.
Share us to all your friends and neighbors.
Yeah. You tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, and
we need more,
and so on. I know. Full Wayne's World there. But if you're catching up on the audio podcast, old school, kind of like myself, liking the audio podcast because I guess that's old school now. I don't know why.
I don't like calling. No, we're not old.
Yeah.
We're experienced.
Whatever audio podcast platform you follow us on, whether it's Spotify or any of the others, make sure to hit that like or the subscribe or the follow, rate, review, all that good stuff that you do through that podcast app that you listen to us on. Do that. Make sure to hit us up on Facebook and Instagram at Illiana SCR.
Maybe we'll share something on.
Maybe we'll eventually share something on there. Again, man, it's hard sometimes, man. Contenting is hard.
It is.
You know,
they've got educational
at
sessions
PRI.
down at PRI.
You know what? I will let you guys go for that. And I mean, Chris, you're at least an admin on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And Brian, I got to add you to that.
Thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
How many years do I have to work for this company to become an admin? I'm still waiting on that.
I think by the end of tonight, you're gonna have.
I'm still waiting on that partnership with that one.
Yeah, it's coming, sir.
And it's been 4 years now.
It requires paperwork and accountants and your partner in amount of work you do and amount of pay.
Right. You're a partner. Here's your workload.
Yeah. Here you go.
Admittedly, a lot of that workload you took upon yourself, and tell me about it afterwards.
Miss Dad, but man, that might have been the catalyst that really set us off here.
Yeah.
Because with him helping you, I had no reason to.
But I think about all the stuff that you do that he didn't.
Right. And I mean, I was still active, still pushy, but nothing like I am today. I wish I could have seen your face when I told you, like, hey, we're gonna do 5 blankets for Shady Hills banquet, and you were probably like, huh? that bill came through, and it was like, holy shit.
The 5 blankets didn't bother me anywhere near as much as the, hey, let's buy some cases of stock instead of partial cases.
Yeah, right.
And that was kind of half bill and half, where in the hell am I going to put this stuff?
Yeah, I didn't sell you on a very expensive printer though. Granted, it worked out.
Well, that was the most expensive thing.
Dude, we when you said big swings, I mean, we took big swings.
Big swings.
So look forward to more big swings from Goodacre Photography, Goodacre Design, Goodacre Media, Goodacre Enterprise, Goodacre whatever else we got, and plenty of big swings from Illiana Stock Car Radio Podcast.
Yeah, and hey, while we're in our off season, if you need some shirts done, you need a car wrapped, need some sponsored decks designed, I can
get on the list.
His ideas from.
Get on the list.
Hell, we need some cornhole boards for the summer. We can do there too.
Yeah, I gotta finish those up. I gotta finish those bags up.
Mom's already looking for them.
One-stop promo shop over here.
Goodacre
Design, man. They'll do it all.
That's right.
So with that, any last words for 2024, gentlemen?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Enjoy your time with family and friends. And get working on them cars, man. April's gonna be here lickety split, and you're gonna be wishing you started in December, not.
As soon as Santa Claus drops that new chassis under the tree, man, start putting the panels on it.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Well,
if only it was that easy.
Yeah, right. Well, with that, I'll echo what Brian said, man. I want to wish everybody out there in our racing family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We've enjoyed bringing you guys the shows in 2024. Look forward to what 2025 may bring. So with that, I want to thank everybody for listening this episode and this year. And we will see you guys next time on Illiana Stock Car Radio.